What's up, old school repair shop? How's it going? Welcome to the Maintenance Man live stream. And I hope we are live. It does say we are. I hope you guys are having a good night. Enjoyable. And I'll just sit here until people, hop on. I'm always late, by the way. Just the way things go. Let me see here. There we go. All right. So I got two people in here. Who's in here? Engage with your audience. That is new. Got one person in here. Two people in here. Let's get this thing going, I'm here. How's life going, buddy? How have you been? What have you been up to? Any shows going on this summer that I should be aware of? I'd be interested in actually, taking a little drive if I get some time off this summer. Check out some of your tractor shows and stuff. I think that'd be cool, James Mall, could not be happier to hear that, buddy. Yeah, hit me up, dude. Hit me up on Instagram and let me know what I could do or how I can help. I'd definitely be interested. Building a house. That is that's awesome. Good for you, man. Did you buy some land? Not really. Well, let me know what you need. And taking her to Florida next month, vacation. I don't know about you guys, but we had like 55-degree day the other day, and that was coming from a huge cold spell, and now it's back down to frigid temperatures here. I'd be down to help do a tiny house. Hell yes, James. That is awesome, dude. That is so freaking amazing. Me and the new missus? Is that what that's supposed to say instead of message? I'm guessing. So recently married? Congratulations. Congratulations there, sir. So now you gotta start building a life together, you know? Which not yet. Am I rushing things? I feel like I'm rushing things. We've been together for 3 years. That's a good thing. Got to build up that try and think. I met my wife in 2008 and we got married in 2012, so 4 years. Good for you though, man. Good for you. We got people coming and going. If you guys want to see a good splooge shot, it doesn't look that bad. That's it, man. You gotta build that life together. It's truly a special thing. Um, you know, most guys I've worked with are divorced at least once, but um, when you find the right one, it's amazing. Keep pissing off, keep buying more. Yeah, I would love to buy some tractors, but business has been going great, James. I mean, it's I hurt my foot the end of last year. Everyone, I called my customers, was able to push projects back. I'm catching back up, but I got a basement remodel I'm finishing up. I have a bathroom remodel coming up, and then a bathroom remodel after that one. And after that one, I am fixing up and kind of making how the customer wants their, you know, early or late 1800s, early 1900s farmhouse horse shed more better for them. Better. How's everything going with you, man? Like, beyond the good news, how's life and everything else been? Sorry, I gotta get back in the swing of things on this live stream stuff. I have more videos coming. I've been posting pretty regularly. It's gonna continue. Um, I'm gonna be making a short video soon. All these pencils that people push, okay, the Nick Pro, they're great. They are. I have the Ox. I love the Ox. These Nick Pros are pretty good. The thing is, you drop them. I mean, I'm just saying that you cannot beat a good old carpenter's pencil, you know, and or just, I like to have both flavors, you know. The lead ain't gonna break. So that is gonna be a short video. I actually, here's a funny thing. I bought this off of Amazon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as a 6-pack. I didn't look closely enough, but it was it was advertised as a 6-pack, cost about a 6-pack, and I got one pencil in the mail, and I emailed the guy, said that's bullshit, and then he sent me this. So there you go. Sometimes it helps. You guys like paint markers? I like them. Nothing really changed. Got a new job, expanding the tractor collection. Talk to you later. All right. Just working, not much side hustle. You know, you've been going through a lot. So, what's the new job? What are you doing? You just say, got a new job, expanding tractor collection. What tractors did you get? And then you just leave. I'd like to know. I guess the Olympics must really have a hold on people, you know? Or like YouTube's just not pushing out the live how it used to. Just you and me there, James. You got a lot of properties too, though, to keep up with. So, thank you for the thumbs up. Zaphael, there we go. Time to order chickens if you want chickens. I do, actually. I wouldn't mind having helping my neighbor build ashes. Are we talking about shed? Maybe a shed? I'm thinking shed. Zaphael, how have you been? There we go. We got it. A shed. I mean, I get nowadays people try to build she's, but they still look like he's. Did that land a little flat? I don't know. Cheers. Cheers with the beers. I do want to get chickens one year. Not one year, but eventually. Uh, you know, make some eggs and stuff. Be good, and then maybe get some ones that you could if you wanted to. So we can clean out the garage for a pool. There you go. There you go. 100 would be huge production, especially if you're running a farm. Um, I don't know. Like I guess that's the thing I fear is how my neighbors would take it since I live in the suburbs. Some of Pittsburgh is really weird area wise. But yeah, doing okay. So, Zaphael, do you live in like, I don't think I've ever asked you where you live, but like cold? Does your city have regs on? No, they don't. Um, I don't even think it like I've seen people have like not even a half an acre and they have chickens. So, um, I think I'm not like my old house, but this one we're like slightly over an acre of land. Obviously, my dream would be to sell this house and buy land, but it's a tougher thing to do when your kids are settled in where they're at. I just can't do it to them. So maybe when I'm older, although I'm already older. It's not so much the city, it's like, you know, when you're close to people, you don't want to piss them off because, you know, you got to be here. Farther north, most chickens do good in the cold if they have a good windbreak shelter. I made one 6-inch walls and put fiberglass in for insulation. There you go. So how big of a structure, I guess, is that? Do you need for like you have 50? I'm sorry. I might be wrong with that. You have I mean, how far back do I have to go? I don't think it was that far back. I don't know. Oh, 50, you want to move to about 100. Yeah. So what's the ideal size of a structure for 50 to 100 chickens, I guess? I mean, I think I'd be fine with like 20 to 30. Um, do you have to have a rooster? There you go. That's a good. I mean, that's such a great repurpose of an RV. Did you make a video on that? Middle is open. Man, I bought 30-foot RV and 50 of them live in the back. 10 feet of it. So yeah, so you're good to go. So yeah, okay, I got you. So then, front, back, middle, open. So 10, 10, 10. You should definitely make videos. That would be so interesting, like to watch, um, content wise. Like there's. I'm so sick of like AI generated crap that I do like the only thing I watch. I don't watch TV. I don't watch shows, but I watch YouTube and I watch people doing stuff. I like long format videos. That's why I make them. Even if they suck, I don't care. But I promise you, mine will get more interesting along the way. I'll get better at it. I'm getting more comfortable doing it. Not everyone can be, I have to figure all this out. Like people I like watching, like No Nonsense Know How. Okay. I love his videos. Love what he does. Love everything. His backyard is fenced in with trees and like nothing, like fully dedicated to just him doing stuff. I actually, so even where I live, I don't like, they could be free range ish. I mean, we definitely have like coyotes and stuff, although, I mean, coyotes are more like scavenger, but they could pick off you know, your chicken. We do get bears and stuff through here. Um, I wouldn't expect that though. So being farther north, you definitely have to keep a closer eye on things. But it's nice, yeah. With an RV, you can move them around. That is, you know, that's what you want. So it's a running, driving RV, and you just drive around with your chickens. Like, that's a hell of a story, man. I had a hawk try to dive bomb them and ran into the run netting and bounced off it. That would have been great to have on video. That would have been. I, you know, I had 2 run-ins with hawks face to face. Okay, used to be a janitor at a university, Duquesne University, and I was in the student union building. That's where I worked. So I did all like the ballroom setups and all that stuff. But they also had these outside ramps that went up the side of the building, and you have to go out and like pan and broom cigarette butts and all the crap that accumulates on outdoor ramps. So towable RV. Okay. Skid steer or whatever. I like that. See, man, if I had, oh my gosh, I'd be doing videos every day, but you know, it is what it is. Anyways, I'm walking up the ramp. Boom, 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 boom. Look up, like 3rd, 4th floor, hawk right on the railing. I mean, those birds are big. So then, and that's just like one encounter. Kind of like, whoa, you're big. And then another one was I was in the ballroom doing a setup, and I looked out the window and I noticed this nest on the ground, like a robin's nest. Okay, baby birds just screaming. The parents were outside yelling, and I'm like, why aren't the parents coming down and doing stuff and getting everything fixed up? So I went outside, and just as a person, from common knowledge, which I'm not sure if it's true, but put gloves on. I gathered the kids up, I put them in the nest, and I was like trying to move the nest somewhere where the parents could see it. And then all of a sudden, like as I'm moving it around, I didn't realize what had happened, but what had happened was a hawk just came down, knocked that nest out. The parents scattered. The kids are all on the ground. I'm gathering them up. I get them to safety. So I think. And then this hawk just drops down right in front of me. And like face to face, kept coming at me. I'm trying to scare it off. Didn't budge. So I walked away, and it took each baby bird one by one. But I mean, that's nature. So you can get big RVs cheap when they're from the 90s. I actually do want to get one. I would like to get one and try to like remodel it and then sell it, or like renovate a little bit. Like nothing bad or anything, but just something to do. I don't think that. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. That I don't think there's a scent thing or whatever. I was just trying to I was trying to get the parents to get back to their freaking kids the best they can. That hawk did not care that I was right there. It did not care. It was coming at me. And the kids were behind me, and I'm like, and it just kept coming forward and forward. So and like, the hawks are big. So I thought maybe like peck out my eyeballs or something. And I just stepped to the side and It just, one bird after another just kept grabbing them. Gosh darn hawks, but my gosh, I mean they're big creatures, you know. Yes, the RVs get horrible water damage. I think that's like most of them. You could always go up on the roof and just rhino line it or something, you know. Um, Not rhino line, but like truck bed line or something on the roof. I have my enclosed trailer. Um, they're not built particularly well, but my gosh, are they expensive? For what they are. I'm really big into. I took my kids out to. We have a dirt track close to the house, and I took them out there this summer. Me and the wife to see a demolition derby, and before the demo derbies, there's dirt track racing, and like I love everything about it. I love the smell of the fuel, the racing, the engines, like everything. So I will live out there this summer, and hopefully see some more cool races and stuff. Rolled asphalt roofing on spring, yeah. I'm sure those ACs and stuff are just leaking death traps on those RVs, Um, like what's the roof made of? Is it just like plywood and then like um what do they put on top of the plywood? Plywood with super thin rubber. Good. What kind of RV is it? Is it like a Winnebago? Do you have a cool engine in it at least? Terry Toads and no engine. Oh, okay, I got you. I'm ripping out the fridge and stuff. I got you. Did you used to dirt race there, James? I didn't know that. That's awesome, dude. Like, I'm really. I mean, I'm a youngin, so like say 2016, 10 years ago, I thought I could start my own handyman business. I'm glad I waited till I did because I know a lot more now and I'm still learning. There's still a huge learning curve. And I never grew up with like around any of that stuff, but like as I get older I enjoy it, so I get more immersed into it. And like I when I purchased those tractors and fixed them up, got them running, got them driving, every older vehicle I've purchased, some you guys know, some you don't, um just I love, like, even my work van, it's a 2001. Okay, so it's 25 years old, but like when you touch it, the steel is so much, it's real compared to what's out today. My 1995 Toyota T100, that thing too, like you pound on the body of it, it was a solid freaking truck. It's one of my biggest regrets was, at the time when I had it, it had a really bad fuel tank leak and I didn't know how to go about repairing it. It would have cost me a couple $1,000s for them to take it and like remanufacture it because they couldn't, like, they just didn't have any. I could have went to, even if you go to like a junkyard or something, you don't know what you're getting. But like, I wish I would have just kept that truck. Really, really wish I would have. Oh, okay. All right, I got you. It's a nice looking little and you got the dual axles on it. There you go. Oh, what's going on here? Did I hit something? There. Listen, I went to 4 different shops and the Toyota dealership. Okay, the best they could do was something where like they take my tank and they like realign it or like do something with the outside. It was in, and actually the one shop I almost considered came in cheaper than Toyota. But I just I don't know. And that truck ran so good. Heat and AC worked on it, roll down windows. It was like a basic truck. Had a nice lift kit on it. And you know what I loved on it was it had a visor with running lights, like the orange amber running lights. So when you're driving at night, it was a cool effect. And it was an awesome truck. I love that. I have so much regret over that because that thing would still be running. Just someone got it and fixed it probably themselves, but It was immaculate, a true survivor. But I do have a fascination with older vehicles. Vehicles in general. I mean, I've always loved cars and stuff. So like that's nothing new, but you know, I will be right back. I apologize, but you guys know the deal. And we're back. So dirt track racing, huh? I'd actually one of my dream things is actually going to like a NASCAR race. Um, I think it'd be fun. Good times. So, how is the weather where everyone is? Oh, by the way, a good bargain item at the dollar store for a handyman. This stuff is really good. Just in a pinch, I mean, can't go wrong for $1.25. That's just my opinion, but you know. I got some of the liquid stuff too. But yeah, man, dollar store has some good gems. I will say, so like their caulking, their $1.25 white caulking is not terrible. I mean, but like it's just for spot caulking, you know. I haven't checked that out. I will have to do that. I found out the other day and I bought one. But I do like this company a lot. Pretty sure, and I'm not like a deep diver like Bear Tools or anything, but I think Hyper Tough bought them out because I bought a Hyper Tough tape measure, which I don't have down here with me, but it is the same as this with the LED light, and you pull it out, and this one doesn't say it actually. I'm an idiot. So you pull it out though. The Hyper Tough has that speed mark on it. This one's a very cool tape measure. I have to do a video on this one because I owned it for many years. Did not even look at the back of it. I actually, for what I do, obviously very general stuff, but I will say I've had this for a while, and I like the wear of the tape color and stuff now. I do get cheater ones, because I'm an idiot. Dublin, North Carolina is my car. Early 90s. Heck yeah! Some of the Hyper Tough, the only one I saw actually is the Hyper Tough with the LED light. Had the come along speed mark is what they're kind of known for, is that speed mark. But it had all the other markings that it has, and but I've always used this for my plumbing, and I use the cheaters just because, like, I'm not, not a machinist, so a lot of times I'll be honest, I'll be like, it's 11 inches in the line, 16th, Luckily, I work for myself, so I don't have to be very particular on how. I went and applied for a job one time at an apartment complex, and it was these kids that were like kind of in charge running it, and they asked me if I could read a tape measure, and I did the basic, everything that it says there. They're like, well, when we're redoing decks and stuff, we have to like be very specific and blah 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 blah. And I was like, all right, whatever. Wonder if they're still there. That'd be interesting. Probably. Then you can never go wrong with the Stanley, Stanley locking. I'm obsessed with tape measures. I am. It's one of the best ones in the business right here. Little 9-footer Craftsman. Yeah. And then the absolute coolest one ever. And this is a Stanley, my friend Stanley, but it has the okay. But it also has so you can all right, here we go. I'll have to check out Hyper Tough. I've hated fractions my entire life, and I'll seriously beat someone who does the 5 inches 9/8. I couldn't do that if I tried. I just, I don't pretend, okay? I'm a real person. So if I go to measure something and it comes in between the 13 and the 1/8, that's going to be 13 and a line. If it comes in between the 15 and 7/8, it's going to be 15 minus a line. And you know what? I probably get the same results as the other guys. You know what I mean. That's who I am. Thought that was Stanley 3 inch. 3 inch. It's 3-footer, okay? So still more than you're working with. It's it's cute little tape measure, has the lock. Has good, let's see, do I have, and then I also have, I have some cool ones. I do. I got this one, Stanley 6-foot lever lock, made in USA. And this would be more up your alley there. Because of the pink, But here goes that lever lock action. Still good. Still good. We have Walsco, made in USA. That's a good tape measure. That's a solid tape measure. What was the one I was just see? These are what I grew up with. The power lock, Gotta love the power lock. And then where was that one I just saw? Oh yeah, I have it right up here. I got this one, 6-footer, but this one is it's thin. So like if you're doing like a inside a window or something to measure for a screen, it'll fit that bill. I actually gave these out to some other apartment maintenance people. peeps. Some peeps. Well, when I need them, I need them. So, like, when I go on a job site, I probably have 6 tape measures and like 2 at the cutting area, 2 inside, and 2 in the middle somewhere. So I know I can always grab one. In here, I do have a drawer full of them. But when I'm out work, I mean, I have hundreds of tape measures, and it's because you put it down and then you go and you need one, and then you don't want to go and find one. So, and I do keep my stuff organized though. My little tiny workshop has become a organizational haven. Same with my work van, same with my remodeling trailer, you know? No, I don't do apartment maintenance. I started, so I guess I didn't keep you guys in the loop very well. I guess it was 2024. Beginning of 2024, I started working for a general contractor. Worked with him for 5 months. Shady as heck. So I up and quit and came home, told the wife I just need to start my own thing. And that's what I did. I started a handyman business in October 2024, November 2024. And by January of 2025, things went whoosh. So I've had my own handyman business for we'll say a full year going into year 2, and booked up. I think right now I'm like booked into like April, May for like big jobs. I'll always take on smaller jobs, if someone has something little here or there. But I don't think I'll move up to a general contractor. I think it's a pretty good thing when you're able to do general contractor stuff as a handyman. Basically, I give a shit about what I do, and I put, a lot of thought into all my work, and I actually care about my final product. I'm not just out there chasing jobs to chase money. There's a tremendous amount of people out there in the industry that they don't care if they get a call back. They just want that money. So my most important thing is building relationships and, making money too. But like, you got to build relationships, make money, and call back. So like, I have a nice customer base that I know that's always going to call me back. It's the best thing in the world. So I think I'll stay where I'm at because I just, I don't have like the builder experience. I also know, like, I was talking to this kid one time at a mutual friend's house, and he has a custom home building business. And I'm like, how do you get into that? And he said he started in kitchen and bath remodeling, and then just like during COVID, and within 3 years started custom home building. So I feel there's more to that because I've been doing kitchens and baths for, since 2009. And I don't know how to customly build a home, or maybe I'm just restarted. All right, we got, oh, here we go. Hold on. Make sure this shows up. This is James. Yeah. There we go. Hold on. I'm going to fix how it's sent or James Mall here. Kind of rotates. I'm trying to think. But that's, yeah, got the orange 67, dirt track. I like that 67 too, man. I like the car. What kind of engine you got? That open header just coming down the sides like a monster truck, man. That thing probably sound mean. Mean son of a bitch. All right, here, hold on. Do you think you'll move up? No, just send a picture. Focus. It's rotating because the picture. Here, I'll try it again. I'll have to take a picture of the picture. So I don't do this. Actually, I could. Let me go into the photos here. Photos. Library. Crop that. Or not crop. Cancel. I want to rotate. Side. No. There we go. Gosh darn it. Okay. I can't get this to do anything. Okay. God darn it. It's the best it can do here. There you go. James Mall, everybody. Ripping around that dirt track. $355 from DEI. Custom homes seem tricky. You seem to know enough to keep all your contractors honest and doing stuff right. Have all the equipment, do it yourself. I'm not. I'm not a home builder. The one thing I pride myself in is as a handyman, I go out and I not only like if it's something stupid where like I can educate the owner on and not get called back, I do that. Because I don't have time for stupid callbacks. The second thing is like um the amount all right, so the actually and I would get crucified on YouTube for this, but the amount of plumbers and electricians that I follow that come out, do a service charge, can't figure out the issue, and then come find out it's a 10-minute fix, 15-minute fix, half an hour fix is beyond mind boggling because they come out. So like say a plumber charges $250 an hour, right? I come out, I fix your problem. They already charge you $250 service charge. But I fix your problem for like 150 or like probably more like 120. But yes, they're actually licensed. They are actual companies, plumbing companies, actual licensed plumbing companies, actual licensed plumbing electricians. I went to a house where Roto-Rooter, licensed plumbers, went and fixed this guy, cut out a bunch of cast iron, put a bunch of new shit in. He had a small leak in like some leftover cast iron. I fixed that, but while I was fixing that, two of the joints of the PVC pipe that they put in completely just broke off. Like not broke off, but like came out. Those joints should never come out if you glued them. And then I'm looking, this guy paid thousands of dollars to have this work done. They never glued the joints ever. I don't know how it didn't leak for a year. It didn't, but like when you can like wiggle a pipe and it just pops out, that's messed up. That's exactly it. They get rookie plumbers, so someone has to hire them, but like still they are also in the business of upselling, okay? So compression fittings blow my mind. Not I had not ran into those on the draining side, but the other side I don't like. I forget what I was gonna say, but F it. And trust me, they're I understand a lot of these guys make fun of handymen. That's okay because there's a lot of bad ones out there. But like um right, but these weren't compression fitted PVC, like I knew what you were getting at. I'm just saying I've actually never dealt with compression fitting PVC. Um but there's bad plumbers and there's bad propane and there's bad electricians out there. I went to a lady's house yesterday. Her washer machine, she said her washer machine was dead, but it was filled with water. She needed the water drained out so she could get removed and get a new one. I said, "Yeah, I can do that." I've done work for her sister, so I went over there, and you go off customers' information. So I have a little Ryobi transfer pump, put the hoses on, plug it in, hit power, didn't come on, no light. Went out, grabbed an extension cord, went from another outlet, brought it over, plugged the washing machine in, fired right up. Psh, ran through the cycles, drained everything. So then I'm undo the outlet, and it was like a 80s, late 80s, early 90s Kenmore. So I undo the outlet, and 110. It was an old run of outlet, and the outlet was newer, but the hot wire was just off the hot side. It was just tapping the screw, and it was burning. I'm like, what I have to do is cut up, cut back, put a junction box in, run a new line, because there's just not enough slack on the old line to get onto an outlet. And I bought a new outlet, and I, did it all up, good to go. But somebody came, charged her money to put in that one outlet, and did a crappy job and almost caught her house on fire. So BW Electronic, how's it going, brother? Compression is the green with the black rubber, isn't it? Propane. I mean, I don't even care about like, that's one of the things. Like, glues worked for how long? Plumber's putties worked for how long? And all of a sudden we want to change things. And when I go back and fix stuff, especially like plumbing, it's just plumber's putties work for so long. There's so many instances where silicone I've ran into, a few times, where people are like, I just had this drain redone. They use silicone. It's partly on the owner. You could say, hey, don't use it for 24 hours, let it dry. But plumber's putty just works. It works. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Trust me, guys. It's been working for a while. Then you got good old Blue Monster, right? Blue Monster. And then I got some old tape too, like just some old stuff that works great. Works great. Best stuff ever. Got one person in here. So I'm going to say about 10 o'clock, I'm going to get off here. JB Welded. Yes. Hot damn. You know what? My next sink faucet, I might just put this in for the drain, just glue it down and let that run how it needs to run. That's what good plumbers do. As long as my butt crack showing, I should be good. Do plumbers even know about this? Not enough. Not enough of them. That's the thing. I think there's so many people in the trades that just like, they get into it but don't give a shit. I think I've seen some green stuff that had rubber seal. I don't like the copper compression fittings. I'm going to argue with you on the copper compression. Or no, compression? Are we talking pro press or compression? Compression fittings. They suck, yeah. Oh my gosh, they put them on a water heater? Jesus. I think I used that on cartridges to help them out. Just me, I'm here. And see, James Mall, he's a guy cut from my, or actually I'm cut from his cloth, but a true maintenance guy, and that dude fucking knows shit. Okay. Oh, cartridge for a faucet. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Use the grease. Actually, the big component on that is when I was doing apartment maintenance and you're using, or you got the 3-handle shower handle thing going on, and you got to replace a valve stem. You grease that son of a gun up and you stick it back in if you get it out, because I will tell you this right now. These days, you gotta get an old pair. These suck. These have the thinnest walls and they don't do what they're supposed to do anymore. It's quite ridiculous. But these ones, I don't know what if they are cobalt, and they are a little better than the HDX. I was using these to get like nuts off of rear axles of Yamaha, but they're not bad. They're not bad. I've never had a copper compression fitting come off or leak. Then again, I clean the pipe. I'm not, when it comes to tightening it down, you get on that thing. You know what I mean? You got to grease that son of a gun up. You get down on it and you're good to go. Now, when I started apartment maintenance, I will say this. Every toilet under the sink was all compression fit, and I spent 8 years just going through there and just shut down the building, and I'll solder some son of guns on there. So see, when you talk compression, are you talking pro press or are you talking compression like with the nut and the thing and stuff? I agree. Pro press is expensive, but you can charge for it. People like actually hearing that you can do pro press. Now, me personally, I like soldering. Soldering costs nothing. If you actually look into it, compared, like people go, there was some kid I was working with. He's like, I want to put PEX through my house, replace all the copper. I'm like, why? PEX is better, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, it's more expensive. PEX costs about as much as a copper run. And then on top of that, your fittings are twice, 4 times as expensive when you could just solder some fittings together. Yeah, cartridges do suck. So just so you guys know, I'll let you know. I'll let you on the end. I bought the cheapest pro press there is, and that's the Beaver one. does not do gas lines, which is fine because, if I'm going to do a gas line, I'm going to do a gas line. But not in copper ferrule ring. That's what I thought you were talking about. Exactly. Which that ring I hate, but I hate those compression fittings. I do. I've never bought one. I'd rather slice that crap off, solder something on there, and or whatever. I've only got I actually was doing this little bathroom refresh. I installed a tub and a shower surround down the city in this place called the Loft, and they're loft apartments, but you can buy some are for rent, whatever. I worked for these people that bought theirs, and the first day I get there, because they ordered the tub and stuff, and I picked it up, went there, and then it was like a week late past when we were supposed to be there. So the building head maintenance guy, he was kind of an ass right off the bat. And then I'm going to need you to shut down water for like 5 minutes so I could press some stuff on here. Well, I didn't say press. I was like, shut down water so I can cut the lines and stuff. He's like, well, are you a licensed plumber? I'm like, no. Because their building had a rule for I'm insured, and all that stuff, but I'm not a general contractor. So I'm a handyman. They hired me. I don't have to have licenses, so fuck you. And then he's like, well, what are you using for plumbing? And I was like, ProPress. He's like, oh. After I said that, that dude calmed down and was good to go, which is just strange, but my gas line threader. I have not used it a lot, but I've used it enough. And I got this. This was I don't even remember the company anymore. They were pre-Viver, but they were pretty much as big as Viver. They might have been bought out by Viver. I forget the name, but they made everything. I mean, everything. And I bought that for $60, I think, total off of Amazon. And it came in handy. But yeah, thread that. You're going to thread gas lines, The other thing I really dislike is years ago at my old house, I was redoing the basement, and I tore out all the walls and crap. It was just furring strips with drywall on it, no insulation. So I framed it in. Before I framed it in, I dry locked everything because we were having water issues, and I hired an excavator guy. He did a great job. Ran a French drain around, and actually, all my gutters on that side of the house didn't run anywhere. So I had them, had the extension things, but I had him run a dedicated line all the way through the backyard out into the valley for the gutters, because that's how it should be. So he was doing this, but he hit my water main. While I was at work. I ran home. He flooded my whole basement. Sped up the timeline of what I wanted to do on the remodel of the basement. And like he paid for everything out of pocket, which was nice. But he put a compression fitting on the pipe coming in and then just buried it. And I was like, there's nothing I like about that. I told him that. I told him that, but I knew also I was going to be moving. But like, I mean, I think the thing that sucked was he did have the company come out and mark where the stuff was, and they kind of screwed up also. So we got 5 people in here, 4 thumbs up. Can I get one more thumbs up on the live stream, for doing my part? Drinking water, tablets, all that stuff. Can I get one more thumbs up? That'd be awesome. It's good having you guys in here. Zaphael, BW, James Mall, the race car driver. I like working with the black pipe. Thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. Black pipe is just something that just, the one of the jobs I did with that pipe threader was at a house. This guy hired me to do some work there and rerun a gas line to the stove to reposition the stove in the kitchen. But the thing that I hated was I did all the work and all that, but there's no gas or water turned on to the house. Or there's water. I was able to test the water. There's no gas. So when I was like done, I was like, make sure you test that gas line. But it's been 5 years, so I'm guessing it was fine. Oh, BW, I appreciate it, man. I do appreciate you going back and doing it. Look at all my number 1s and 2s in here and 3s. So Zaphael's my number 1. My number 1 chatter. I can't believe I've been doing this for this is going into my 6th year. I talk too much. And I'm an idiot, so but you guys get to see me progress, from like what my early videos were like I really do. I just enjoy if I have some. I'm not the most knowledgeable person, but I have things to share. And I enjoy doing that. I truly do. And I love YouTube. I just realized the other day I had a couple videos. I forget. I think I have a shark bite video that hit maybe 100,000. It's a short, 100,000 views or 100,000 views. And I have some other ones that are like now in the like 50 to 100,000 range, which is crazy to me. But it's great. Like I get such like I have one of if your garage door signal is weak, here's what you do. And that video has like I get every other day a comment that's like, thanks, that helped 100%. I had one the other day. It was like it made it worse, but that's one out of I don't know how many comments. A lot. But that's the most enjoyable thing about it is when people come on there and gain knowledge from you. I go on YouTube and gain knowledge myself. That's what it's all about. Rigid tools, man, they are great. They really are. I there's a channel, Tools with Souls, right? He's a big rigid guy. I don't know how other people's Home Depots are, but every single one in my region, the rigid tools are like this big of a section. They don't have a lot. And that, I did buy heavily into them. That was my first going away from Ryobi was rigid. And I bought heavily into them. And then after rigid, I went into Milwaukee, and then I realized Milwaukee was junk. So I went back to Ryobi, and now I'm heavily invested in DeWalt. I haven't been doing videos on my deals and DIY channel because I've been sick over a month cold. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, brother. I hope you're getting better. Yeah, Souls loves rigid. He does a great job. He loves controversy, which builds channels. If you want to build your channel quick, you just go out there and you yell at people for liking certain tools and stuff. But he has some good content. Here and there. I ran across a guy tonight where like, here's the 5 worst tool brands ever. Boom, 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 boom. And it's like, you're bought and paid for, like Nick Ricida. So like I will never deny that, like, I eventually hope my YouTube channel, even if it takes me 20 years, takes off. But I enjoy making the content. I don't have the time to put into it. And like, the honest to God truth behind the huge YouTube channels is they have investors and money and stuff. If I could hire a camera crew or something, like, that'd make all the difference in the world, but you can't. So unfortunately, it went off the wall with alcohol. Started doing, wow. Ooh, that's right. Yeah, you won't see me doing that. I'm a happily married man. Love watching my children grow. Those are the 2 most important things to me. This is fun for me. And like I said, honestly, a lot of it's on me. I have to make better content. I know that. I'm working on that. I have to get more comfortable with making, like, being more outgoing. I'm not that outgoing in terms of filming, or like how much of my family I want people to see and all that stuff. And like, I'm not gonna make this like a family YouTube channel or anything, but I got got my son that wants to help me on things, wants to be on YouTube. So we'll, work that in there. But um, yeah, that's crazy. Swing and stuff. Not not a good look. 100%. Yeah, they know, and I know that it's just gonna be genuine content. Like it, not nothing. You know, California celebrity lifestyle. Yeah, everything that goes on the internet stays on the internet. I think I can honestly say that like I'm not embarrassed about anything I've posted. Even in my younger years. But I guess started at I started YouTube at 34 years old. So I was a bit late to the party. Um, as for tonight, though, I think I'm going to wrap it up. It's been a productive night with we got BW, Zaphael, James Mall. We had old let's forget the name. I apologize. Old school repair shop. That's it. Yes. Yes. Anyways, guys, enjoy your nights. Be safe. Stay warm. Keep grinding. And, you know, more content to come. Hopefully, you guys watch it. I appreciate it as always. And have a great night. I'll catch you on next one. Later.